Therese and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you guys can tell, is the start of a new vlog. Finally introducing the vlog on a Tuesday because Sunday I was very busy and then Monday I was feeling sad, so I did not actually update you guys with anything. But I have a lot of things I have to finish. Actually, I want to finish The Beautiful by the end of this week. I'm like almost 75% of the way through, I think. So I'm like, I feel like I could probably finish it. Every time I pick it up, I tend to read like about 25% of the way through a book, like a section of the book. So fingers crossed. But I'm really enjoying it. In terms of the writing style, it moves pretty quickly. I don't have an issue getting like adjusted or anything. It's nice and fast paced, but in terms of the plot, it is moving a little bit slower. I hadn't realized that I was basically almost done with the book, like 75% of the way through, until I updated my Goodreads and I was like, oh, and we're just now finding out that like the monster killing everyone in New Orleans is after Celine, and then all this other stuff that there's like a potential love triangle, but also not a love triangle. It's like a love line. No, it's like a love L, where like 2 points are attracted to each other and another point is attracted to one person, but it's not requited. At least I think so far. That's how it is. But I'm enjoying it. I haven't had a chance to read more of Golden Fury. I think when I finish The Beautiful, I'll read more of that before I pick up my next book, which, what's on my TBR again, you guys? Which is a book. I might end up starting either I want to start a thicker one, just so that way while I'm reading the thicker one, I can read through the arcs that I have. I think I might either go with The Wolf of Oreñaro or Crescent City. I think I'm leaning towards Wolf really quickly just because I haven't. It's Filipino. I gotta support. But we'll see how I'm feeling when I'm done with The Beautiful. Things I have to do this week because I'm doing this little checklist thing to make me feel better about myself. Finish The Beautiful. Read more of A Golden Fury. Finish my October setup because it's now the 6th and I have not finished my October setup at all. Do you know how lost I have been these past few days without a planner? Very lost. And then finally, no, not even finally, work on my new bullet journal setup and then start outlining / figuring out big plot points for my book, The Whip, that I will be working on for NaNoWriMo, which I should be making an announcement video for that not this week but the week after, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, until then, I will update you guys later. I got a ThredUp package because we're still in the middle of like buying things to feel something. So I'm going to try that out, take a shower, and then edit this video. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. It is now almost time for bed on Tuesday. My video is officially up. It has CC. My thumbnail is good to go. We're good. I didn't get any further in my bullet journal. So the plan for tomorrow, I will not be home. But the plan for tomorrow is to work on more of my bullet journal, get through at least probably 80% of the way through The Beautiful, maybe even finish it, fix this weird anime situation going on with my hair. Here, put that down. Nope, still bad. We'll deal with that later. And then that's it. That's all I can do tomorrow. Yeah, I'm hoping, because I'll probably be home around like 9ish, 10ish tomorrow, so I'm hoping that I'll have time to work on my bullet journal between those hours and find a way to do something, because you guys have no idea how lost I've been without my bullet journal. Like even like the idea of like just writing down the things I need to do, haven't been able to do it because like bullet journal. Like even if I didn't check my planner aspect of my journal to like check everything off and add stuff, I still remembered because I wrote it down at some point and now I don't. I need to go to bed. So I'm gonna go to bed and I'll talk to you guys later. Hey friends, it is now Wednesday at like 11 p.m. We're almost 11 p.m. I'm about to head to bed in a little bit. I finished my first book for Trick or Treat-a-thon. Am I anywhere close to finishing my October setup for this month? No. At this point, I'm just gonna assume that I'm gonna finish it on like Saturday or maybe tomorrow. I ended up finishing The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. I initially wanted to give this a 4 out of 5 stars, but I ended up giving it a 5 because I really liked the ending, and like the ending to me is like, it's not like a chef's kiss, but it does open up a lot more, because I had guessed there's a little plot twist with the words that the killer was writing on everyone, and I like looked at it and it's like a loop, and I was like Lupin? And then they tell us. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give you the extra star. I really liked it. It's a really like flowery kind of book, but there's something very addicting about it. Like, it's flowery and it's descriptive, and there's a fair bit amount of description, but not to the point where you don't have enough for your imagination. You definitely get lost in the world and storytelling, and it's really fun to read through. There is like a weird love triangle in this scenario that I was just kind of like, can we not with the love triangle? I know this is YA, I know we love these guys, but the love triangle just doesn't work. So, not a fan of that, but I did like this book. I liked how it was kind of like a mystery aspect where you piece together, but it wasn't super mystery, if that makes sense, where the entire plot was taken up by it. You had your inklings about who did it, you were told who did it toward the end of the book, but then at the end you were still like trying to guess your way through it, which is a good thing considering the plot twist that had happened. I really liked it. The characters are also done really well. I think they all stand on their own. We get to see kind of like Celine stand up against this concept of an like a Victorian era kind of gal. I'm assuming like Victorian, yeah, because there's still one course. It says 1872, so I'm assuming it's around that time frame. I could be wrong, but yeah, I really liked it. I really liked how you couldn't tell who was who. Like in terms of like the name, we don't see the word vampire until toward the end of the book, and I somehow really liked that because like you knew what was going on. You knew some people were vampires, some people weren't vampires, some were humans, but for some reason not seeing the word added to like that layer of like not eeriness per se, but just intrigue, just because you wanted to see like, are they going to call themselves vampires? Is there going to be a different term to it? What's like the different layer that they're going to give us to kind of stand out against the term vampire in this scenario? So I'm very interested to see what happens in the next installment. I thought this was going to be a duology, but I think they just announced the last book to a trilogy, which I'm intrigued to because I don't think Renee Ahdieh has written a trilogy. There's only Flame in the Mist, Smoke in the Sun, which is her Flame in the Mist duology, and then we have Wrath in the Dawn and Rose in the Dagger, which is also just a duology. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It definitely helped me get out of my reading slump just because it's a very addictive writing style, and I highly recommend. So yeah, and now we are moving on to The Wolf of Oronyato, which is a little bit heavier. I think it's adult, but like judging by the writing, like the size of the writing, and just looking at some of the descriptions, it seems to be a pretty accessible adult novel. So wish me luck. I'm going to start that. I am going to try to go to sleep reading A Golden Fury to get more into that. I'm hoping to be at least like maybe 15-20% by the time I go to bed in like 10-15 minutes, which sounds like a, you know, like a lot, and like you're probably sitting here going, Therese, what the heck? But I also read really quickly, so I will catch up with you guys in a little bit. I think if I can finish A Golden Fury, I'm gonna not tonight, clearly. I'm gonna start probably The Diviners, because I told myself that was what I was gonna read at night, and this one fills the prompt for the witch prompt. And Renee Ahdieh reads, what is it? I need to read Crescent City, because if I don't read Crescent City, I'm not fulfilling the prompt that I actually made, and that's just a big pile of boo-boo, and I can't have a boo-boo on this pile. So after Oronyato, I think I'm gonna pick up Crescent City. But yeah, so The Beautiful, oh, just kidding. No, I changed, yeah, no. So, The Beautiful is Ghost, which is pick a place that you would love to haunt, as well as Siren, which is pick a book that's been recommended to you. So this was recommended to me by Kate, and I would love to haunt New Orleans. The next one is Wolf of Oronyato, which like I said, is the witch trope. And then if I can get to The Diviners, that is the wolf prompt, which is pick a book that you would read at night only. So yeah, but I will go ahead and get to reading a bit more, and I'll try to vlog a lot more tomorrow. I'm sure I should be able to vlog a bit more over this weekend as well. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
Newcastle, Baltics.
Hello, it is now Sunday morning. As you guys can clearly tell, I didn't do a lot this weekend. Well, I did do a lot, but the lot of doing had me not feeling well. Mainly because, one, pillow was old and flat and I got a new pillow. So it's a little better, but you know. So yeah, it was a lot of like neck cracking and just being in a lot of like discomfort. So I didn't feel like vlogging. And when I was kind of like out and about hanging out with my partner and playing video games and card games, I was also just like not feeling it, and I didn't know why until about like yesterday night, where I was like, oh, that is why I am feeling this way. I am PMSing. But I am a chunk through, well, I don't think I'm a chunk through, one second. I am about 60 pages through The Wolf of Oronyato. I was hoping to get a little bit more into like 100 pages, but let's see how many pages does this have. This has 426. So I'm not even a quarter of the way through. I'm hoping to get to at least like halfway through in the early stages of the week, and then I can finish up the rest come the end of the week and just kind of roll with the punches. I have not read any more of A Golden Fury. That'll be my goal for tonight, is just to get through a chunk of A Golden Fury. Let's see how far I am through it right now. I'm gonna give you guys updates on what I think of Oronyato in a minute. I just want to make sure I see how far I am with Golden Fury before I like hop onto my long thing of 20%. That's not bad. And that comes out tomorrow. It's fine, I'm fine. So finish that next week, finish Oronyato hopefully next week, or at least get through halfway of Oronyato and start the Diviners next week. But I'm liking it so far. Like I said, I'm not super like well versed in Filipino folklore, so I don't really understand a lot that's going on. My biggest issue with the book thus far is that I have no idea how to pronounce anything. None. Like the names primarily, like some of the names I know, I'm like very fantastical, which I adore and I love, but like there's like no index or glossary, and I'm just sitting here like, man, I just need something to tell me how things are pronounced. It's not that hard. Can we normalize glossaries in 2021 for books? In any book, really. Because sometimes some of y'all spell weird names and then like pronounce them like, oh yeah, it's Ashley. And it's like, no, it's Ashley. And I'm like, what? I am gonna go ahead and edit this vlog now. I'm almost done with my bullet journal. I was thinking, I don't know if I mentioned it, I probably didn't, but I was thinking about giving up on the theme of ghosts just because I was like, oh, it's not cute enough. I don't know what to do with the colors. It's kind of plain. And then I sat down with my friend Ethel. Hi, Ethel. Who I told her to tell me this, but she made sure that I sat down and finished some of the ghosts and added faces, and they look a lot cuter now. And I'm going to add some light colors, mainly like grays, like so mild liner, here we come. So I'm hoping to get that done by tonight. I'm literally almost done with it. I just have to add some colors and then add a couple more ghosts here and there, and then it should be good to go. And then I'm going to put it on my Instagram. But until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, even though I didn't really do much. I feel like it was just an entire week of me struggling, which like now realizing that I was PMSing for a good majority of the week, it makes sense why my motivations and my mood suddenly drop sub-zero. But yeah, if you guys like, hit like, comment, subscribe. I swear next week I'll be doing more things. I'm hoping to have more content in general. This past week has been like a struggle bus with this whole neck situation because my pillows have flatlined. This weird weather situation because we're transitioning from summer to fall, and it just has my mood up and down, and then PMSing. It's just a fun time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this vlog, regardless of the lack of content or too much content. I haven't seen the raw footage yet, but until then, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video, which is... It's going to be a new writing vlog, which is going to be talking about finishing my 3rd draft, and me announcing my NaNoWriMo project. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye!